Hey guys, how's it going? Miguel here from CFS Recovery. In this video, I want to talk about 3 ways to help minimize or remove symptoms from looking at screens. Now, if you're anything like me, I love looking at screens, and whenever I'm bored, that is literally my go-to. I like watching Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is probably where I spend most of the time on. Facebook, any kind of social media to keep my mind busy. I like doing it, and especially now when I run a video production company and working on these videos, interacting with you guys, people in the program, I'm looking at a screen probably up to 12 hours a day. However, I no longer get headaches looking at screens. I don't just look at screens now. Even when I was sick, I would try to look at screens as much as I can because I know what it's like. You're stuck in a room all day, you're stuck at home, you don't have anything to do. The next best thing is to turn on some Netflix or watch some YouTube or watch some Facebook or Instagram videos, something to keep you entertained, something to help you escape what you're currently feeling in that moment. And for me, even looking at a screen for 30 seconds would give me a migraine. But once I did start getting better, I noticed that these 3 things would really help limit the amount of symptoms I was feeling to the point where I no longer felt them. Now, the first and easiest way to go around this is very simple. It's lowering the brightness on your screen. You could do this easily on your phone, on your laptop, and any computer. Seems so simple, but a lot of us forget that we actually have that option. You could actually go an extra step and turn on a Mindshift program or a Mindshift app on your phone that will actually remove a lot of the blue light coming from the screen. Now, when you're getting headaches and symptoms from looking at screens, a lot of times it has to do with blue light. For most people, the blue light just triggers a lot of symptoms. And if you get rid of the blue light or at least limit it, then symptoms start to go down as well. So symptoms can be directly correlated to the amount of blue light that you see that are going into your eyes. Number 1 is lowering the brightness on your screens. Number 2 is wearing blue light blocking glasses. Now this is absolute money, right? So these glasses I wear, these are prescription lenses, but they're also blue light blockers. The blue light blockers are built in, but you can get some cheap glasses off Amazon for about $20 or $30 that actually have blue light lenses on them, even if you don't have the prescription lenses. Now, this makes an absolute massive difference. Now, I'd like to share something with you. When I got out of the hospital, I was looking at my phone a lot, like every single day for hours and hours, just because I wasn't increasing much physical activity. And there were times when my body would go through these adjustment periods. I couldn't walk around as much. I couldn't go for bike rides. I couldn't go hang out with friends. So I would spend a lot of time looking at my phone, watching YouTube videos, doing things like that. And for the first 6 months out of the hospital, I was getting lots of headaches, lots of burning sensations for my eyes and my head. It just felt like it was on fire. And my skin would feel like it was on fire. Like those symptoms would be getting triggered as well. And I had that really buzzy feeling. My head would feel like it's just buzzing and vibrating. And I looked into it, and what I found was that there were these things called blue light glasses. So I was like, okay, let's try it out. I don't think they're gonna work as good as people say they work, but I gave it a try, and lo and behold, the headaches started going away. Now, obviously, I still had headaches from doing other things, and because I was still recovering, I had adjustment periods. Even when I was doing better, about 2 years after I got out of the hospital, I was still getting headaches looking at the screen. And as soon as I started using the blue light blockers, especially this, had it built into my glasses, all those headaches went away. Like I was able to look at my screen instead of 6 hours or 8 hours, I was able to look at a screen for like up to 12 hours and it was okay. I'm not saying go order blue light blocking glasses and watch 12 hours of Netflix or YouTube. All I'm saying is that I saw a massive, noticeable difference when I started using blue light blocking glasses. So that is number 2. I would highly recommend getting them, either just cheap ones off Amazon or have them built into your glasses. You could order it from a site called firmoo.com, which I highly recommend. Very cheap. These glasses, they're anti-scratch, anti-fog, blue light blocking glasses, and they're prescription lenses. With the lens and the frame, cost me about $150 Canadian. So they were awesome. Number 3 is splitting up your screen time into chunks. Now, like with anything with recovery, it's a lot better to increase duration versus intensity. And that concept doesn't just apply to exercise or physical activity. That applies to things like looking at your screen. Now, instead of watching 4 or 5 hours of video straight, or an hour of video straight, or playing video games for 3 hours straight, one thing you can do is cut it down into chunks. So I was working with this fellow and he found he was playing video games for 4 to 5 hour stretches. And I was like, wait a minute, that's an easy fix. Let's just, instead of playing for 5 hours at a time, play for 2.5 hours, rest. So 2.5 hours in the morning, and then play for 2.5 hours at night. That way you're getting the same amount. We're just splitting it up over time. So your body's not getting so wired and so buzzed, right? Before it reaches that point, you actually let the body cool down a little bit, then you go again and play at nighttime. So chunking down your screen time into manageable bite sizes, whether it's 10 minutes at a time or an hour at a time or 3 hours at a time, it really depends where you're at with your recovery. Bottom line is just chunk it down into segments of screen time versus having this one big chunk, right? It'll just allow your body to adapt a lot better, and it won't overwhelm your body as much. Now, those are 3 things to really help reduce symptoms when looking at a screen. Obviously, there's 100 other things you could do, but these are the 3 things that I did that I found most effective when it came to lowering symptoms when I looked at screens. So I hope that helps. If you're someone who's looking at screens all the time and you're getting these headaches and you're feeling these symptoms flare up because of the screen time, I would highly recommend doing these 3 things. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed content like this, then make sure you hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure you comment down below. Let me know if you're someone who spends a lot of time looking at screens and if you get symptoms. Because I know for me, I got a lot of symptoms. I know a few other people had the same experience. I want to know what you feel. I want to know, tell me what your experience with this is. So I hope that helps. Remember, you are just one mind shift away from living a life without chronic pain and fatigue. I'll see you guys in the next video.